just in case.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thanks for the warning.
We're recording and we're streaming, yeah.
Not that we need it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I'm Martin Iturbide from OS2World. I'm the newsmaster of OS2World, and I do stuff with OS2. Yeah.
Say your last name again.
It's in Spanish is Iturbide or Iturbide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iturbide.
Iturbide with accent and Iturbide without accent.
Okay.
Yeah. My father said it was Iturbide, but history says it's Iturbide. Yeah, but okay, yeah.
Cool.
So first, I just want a little tribute to Bill Carr that I found out he passed away on 2019. He was the illustrator for the IBM Personal System magazine, and I have a little tribute to him on the OS2World Wiki. And well, yeah, his daughter give me like I contact her daughter to say, oh, who's your father? And here I have a little page about him. I want a bio, and she told me he passed away, and I put his biography there on the wiki too. Okay, he was very nice illustrator for that magazine. Okay. So first of all, I want to talk about the OS2World wiki. It's a web page, a wiki based on MediaWiki, which is the same one that uses the Wikipedia, and basically is my repository for OS2 general information. I put them articles, software information, manuals, graphics, everything I can put there. I just post it there, and some links to PDF and some links to some stuff. Okay. So it has everything that is not software development material, because that goes to a different wiki, that is the EDM 2, okay? And I also use it like my personal log for open sourcing OS2 software. I usually post there on the top pages the tracking I do to people that tell me, yes, I can open it, contact me in 2 weeks, contact me next year. So I use it like my personal log, also the software catalog. I put screenshots, I put information about software there, and also I have like some project like searching all OS2 software on shareware CD-ROMs. I also put my tracking there, just to don't search for an old. Sometimes I search inside a CD image, and I mark it that I searched it there because in 2 years I forgot about it, so I have like my personal tracking there. This is what I do on the OS2World wiki. And this year, like 3 weeks ago, somebody on Reddit scanned these 2 books about the OS2World, a different conference, not related to the OS2World site. This one. This was a conference that was on 94 and 95, and he scanned the 2 books that has like the presentations and some documentation of all the stuff that was on the conference. So
Where were those conferences?
What?
Where were they?
Where? Oh, this one was I don't remember. I think it's Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on 95, 94, I think it was also in Boston. That was the kind of conference that didn't move. Yeah, it's our competition, it's not Warpstock. It was not as cool as Warpstock, but well, at least we have now the material. Yeah, and yes, there are a lot of documentation that are still on paper only from the 90s, so it's very useful when something like this show up, and at least we can take a look at it. It has like the multimedia presentations, LAN service presentations, etc. Yeah, and I'm always looking for more material. I'm trying to find the courseware of developing the OS2 device drivers. I'm trying to find that old courses, but well, it's hard to get. Yeah. okay? And this guy say, I'm going to post it before Warpstock. So he posted there, and I think it was nice. It is nice just to show it to you. And also part of the stuff that I'm doing is trying to populate or reorganize the Hobbes archive site. Okay, Hobbes is our site for active OS2, ArcOS, Income Station file repository. It's active because you can upload things there. There are other repositories that are only historic. This one is like current one, so people that create or compile new things for OS2, they can upload it to Hobbes. Okay, the site is managed by Nathan Woodruff. Yeah. And I took the initiative like some years ago to rename some files and given a more extensive description. Some like it, some not. Here's the one that didn't like it, but okay, what can we do? Let's agree to disagree, yeah?
So is this, that guy, Nathan?
Nathan, yeah.
He manages this, you don't manage it?
No, I don't manage the site. He created from scratch. He took the old Hobbes and he created from scratch a website.
A new interface.
Yeah, all the interface. It's very similar, the colors, but it's a completely new site. Yeah.
But all the old files are in there?
Yeah, he made a script to grab the old file from Hobbes, the descriptions, and he suck everything from Hobbes and populate his database from
And
that.
is this the only copy of Hobbes in existence, or is there more than one?
No, there are a lot. When Hobbes said that it was going to shut down the site, everybody took a copy and put it on different sites. I took a copy and put it on the Internet Archive. There are a lot of other people took it and put it on textfiles.com and a few. There are a few copies.
Is this the definitive one? That's like crazy. There used to be only one, right?
Okay,
No.
but this is the only one active
Okay.
where you can upload stuff.
The other is just
The other
copies.
just
Okay. All right.
is just like a historic archive, yeah, you cannot change anything, just stays there.
And this is the guy that likes to diss Smedley?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, is it a problem that somebody has an attitude like that?
Yes.
That's,
Okay, well,
just a question.
What was the size of the archive that you?
18 gigabytes.
18 gigabytes?
Zip.
Yeah, it's 18 gigabytes, the archive, yeah, 14, 18, yeah. Okay, and we also discussed on the OS2World forum the set of rules of what to include in Hobbes archive and what not to include. These are the rules that we discussed. Hobbes has freeware, shareware, open source, demos, public distribution, public domain, freely distributable files. That's the idea of Hobbes. And Hobbes should have the latest version of every OS2 software, based on the first rule. Exception applies for unstable versions, drivers, libraries, development software. Sometimes for libraries, you're required to have all the history. You have to have version 1.0, 1.1, 1.2. So Hobbes sometimes has this, also all libraries, and also all drivers, because there are people that like to have ArcOS on the latest hardware, and we find out there are people that are retro computing guys that like to have all hardware and all OS2 on their, they like that way, yeah? So that's why we also keep older version of the drivers, yeah? Sometimes some people say, oh, it's a waste of space to have the driver version 1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, but they're very small files, and it doesn't care. It doesn't matter as long as they are well documented. That is 1.1, 1.2. This is older. This is newer. It's fine for the people. Yeah. And I also have like an upload in file naming convention that is completely optional, where I put the name. I forgot about the 8.3 files. This is a whatever .3, okay? So I have the name, like the version or date, and then if it's something special like an X11 file, whatever name, the X386 file, I put like this code or the language. If it's not English, usually I put like a JP for Japanese and for German, DE. So that's the optional naming convention. The important thing is that people upload stuff there, not the naming, so it's completely optional, okay? And I'm on the ongoing work of organizing and renaming a few old files that remains there, yeah? Usually now I'm missing something like fix tags, IBM fix tags and icons and other things, but I'm still renaming stuff from time to time, okay? And finding some application, utilities, and drivers that are missing in Hobbes, okay? There are a few things floating around. There are a few OS2 software floating around that I like to preserve there in Hobbes, okay? So to do that, I'm using my new best friend, that is a website called Diskmaster, okay? Diskmaster showed up like 2 years ago on the internet. It's created by Jason Scott from Text Files. He likes to preserve software, and he has this website to see inside the ISO CD images that are archived on the Internet Archive. So he supports this way of searching inside the ISO, supports several OS2 files like OS2 installer files, inf files, DSK files, and it uses a project called Dexbert that has like 3,000 file formats, okay? So with this tool, I'm searching inside the ISO and try to find all, this is more for retro guys or people that are looking for old stuff, right? So you can search for the driver file name, and well, if you find it, it will tell you which kind of file it is. It will show you an X view of the file right in the browser. And you can also open DSK files, and it will eventually show you what is inside a DSK file with all the description, and you can also click, or you can download the DSK file, okay?
Could you back that up 2 slides, please?
The X view?
The one before that.
Yeah.
All right, so that says if it's an MS-DOS or Windows or OS2 executable,
Yeah.
that's a driver. That's not an
Yeah.
executable.
No, well, a driver is it can be recognized an executable or not. It's it's a binary, it's a compiled
It's an
binary
LX
file.
format, right?
Drivers, I don't know. Who would know that?
I don't know if the Etherlink driver was
Oh,
LX
Yeah.
format.
right,
but
LB 32.
A .os2 that's a network driver.
Yeah,
Okay, but it's not perfect. Let's take it.
That
that
was
way.
the disclaimer I
Yeah.
was waiting.
Yeah,
to
it's
get.
not perfect.
So
Yeah.
you would suggest a new category,
You'll
I would suggest, isn't there one there that says?
device drivers or something?
Yeah,
No.
is there?
I-
OS2, see, DLLs are recognized separately, but I don't see
Yeah.
one that
There's
says
another OS2 executable
Right
down
below.
Let
below.
me see if I have another.
an OS2
Oh.
generic
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
executable.
Let me see if I have. No, this is the X view of the
Should
same
be
file,
also
because this is a
LX
driver.
format.
This program cannot run on
16-bit would be MX format, wouldn't it? Same as DOS.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
It supports the icon format. When you click it,
Ooh.
you click on the icon, and it gives you at least the images, so you don't have to download the stuff, open icon edit, and you can see it online there. Yeah. So what I'm doing, I forgot like a picture, but the good stuff is that you can search, just like you can search by the name of the driver, the file name of the driver, and it will lists you all the old CD-ROMs, shareware CD-ROMs that has this driver, and you can see the dates and the size. So you can see, oh, this one is the same. Oh no, this one is different from 96, and you can go into the CD-ROM and you can try to download the file, the executable file or the zip file that contains that driver. So when we were discussing recently some guy on OS2World forum that has a PCI Ethernet from Circom, yeah, I just searched for the driver name. Somebody say, I cannot find it. I searched for the driver name and I found two, well, I found like 7, but 6 was the same, so I found like 2 different drivers and say, okay, download this, and one worked. So it's kind of cool for all retro stuff to search on this new tool like 2 years ago. And if there is no, like, if this master is missing a CD-ROM, you can suggest, you can put a link of the Internet Archive that has the CD-ROM, and they will add it to the catalog. So that's kind of fun that you can search for the name and try to find all the old stuff there. And when I find something that is not on Hobbes, I repackage it and upload it to Hobbes also to have it there.
You ever run into, I forget what site I was on today, OS2site.com?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that seemed to have stuff on there that maybe shouldn't be there, like IBM CDs to install OS2. That kind of stuff. You ever run into
As far
that?
as I know, Ian got permission for anything that he
Yeah,
has on the site.
Is that his site?
yeah.
OS2 site?
OS2 site is Ian Manners.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but he
He's still
also writes.
He is still.
He also wants.
Yeah, there
like,
was some stuff on there that I couldn't find other places.
There
Yeah,
is
yeah.
stuff on OS2 site you can't find other places, yeah.
Guest 31 on IRC says, what is the URL for this discussion?
for this master,
Diskmaster.textfiles.
I don't remember. I have to check it out. I think it's thismaster.textfiles.com or .org. Yeah, I
No,
should have put it
.com.
here. Yeah, I forgot that.
Diskmaster.textfiles.com.
Okay, thismaster.textfiles.com.
Yeah.
Textfiles is a site from this guy Jason Scott who like to
Yeah.
preserve a lot of stuff. Yeah.
But if you type in
Yeah.
Diskmaster to the search engine, the first hit will be this.
Yeah.
So.
So that's very cool to find old stuff inside OS2 shareware CDs. Yeah. And the good thing is that we can post more shareware. So what is I don't remember why I put this here. Okay. So yes, also in EDM2, I'm also trying to document some of the drivers. EDM2 has the configsys documentation project. So usually we have like the file name and we have no idea what it means. Louis, do you want to give it a try to see? Do you remember by memory what drivers are these were?
FME, NDIS, OS2, FME.
I have the answer on the next one,
Ah.
just in case. No?
Yeah,
I don't, FME, NDIS, OS2 looks familiar to me, but I can't place it.
Okay.
The other two I don't recognize.
The one that ends with 1S506 has got to be an IDE driver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
it's ID.
that's,
But
Yeah.
probably ETI is the
and the
initials.
bottom one is an IDE driver too for
Yeah.
VC
Oh,
local
okay.
bus.
The idea is try
Promise.
to document
Oh,
by the name of the driver. Also has information on the ADM2 about what is it, and the syntax of the driver, and also the link to Hobbes.
oh.
So I have like ADM2 having the documentation of the file. So if you find the file name and you need more information, the idea is to go to ADM2, the configsys documentation project, and find the page of the file name driver and find more information about it, like the syntax, the parameters, and a link to Hobbes. So Hobbes is like linked also to ADM. And on Hobbes, when I'm renaming the drivers and I'm renaming the files, I'm renaming the files and also changing the description. I also try to include the name of the driver so it can be searchable on EDM2 and also in Hobbes, okay? So if you put the name of the driver on Hobbes, the idea is that it also search for the description. Also, the new Hobbes, the one made by Nathan, also search inside the description, so it also includes the, I try always to include the original name, the old name that I used to have, so you can be searched. If you remember by memory the old driver name of the zip file, you can also search for that name and it will show up. That didn't happen in the old Hobbes. This on the new Hobbes it works that way. So it's good, okay? So this is what I have been doing with the driver, no? And with the drivers and the projects. And talking about EDM2, EDM2 have a hard end of 2024 and early 2025. PHP was required to get updated on the server. This server is from NetLabs. It's managed by Adrian on Europe, somewhere in Europe. And he required to update PHP on the server. Why do you need to update PHP on the server? Because older PHP got insecure and got very prone to attacks. So it's like you feel forced to upgrade stuff on a web server, okay? So he upgraded PHP and he broke completely the old version of the MediaWiki installation. So early on this year, EDM2 was not working at all. And the MediaWiki upgrade was not straightforward. It was very, very hard.
Surprising.
Surprising.
You think Geeklog is bad to
Yeah,
operate?
right.
MediaWiki is just,
Oh my God.
it's terrible.
Yeah, at the end of February of this year, I was able to upgrade the wiki. And this was the trick to upgrade the wiki. So I had to grab like an old virtual machine and put there the old stuff, old PHP, old Apache, old MediaWiki script, and going from, yeah, this is from the older version 1.22 to the newer 1.43, I had to like try these jumps here on the circles, so I can say, okay, this is an old server. Once I get to version 127, I can upgrade it, MediaWiki, and then I can upgrade PHP and I can upgrade Apache until this other jump 130, and until the next jump 135, and until I get to the 142.
Did you have to modify the PHP code, or you just did it by
No,
leapfrogging?
I didn't modify anything of PHP. I just upgraded PHP. So on this one, oh, I think I forgot. This one has like, this one has like the PHP versions. So on this part, MediaWiki was compatible with PHP 5 and PHP 7. So I had to upgrade to this level so I can upgrade to PHP 7. And then I need to go upgrading PHP and MediaWiki script. And when I get to this point, I just took a backup and sent it to Adrian to upgrade the server. I took a backup of the database and the files and had to send it over to Adrian, so he put it on the server. So basically it was not straightforward, and it took also some extra time from Adrian because he has MediaWiki connected to an LDAP server. So he needed to connect the stuff also, and so it took I finished this on the end of February, and he took like an extra month to connect
And
to
did
LDAP.
you ran the upgrade scripts? MediaWiki is a CMS, is that right?
Sorry?
MediaWiki is a
CMS,
CMS.
okay, so like.
It's a week.
So
yeah,
you,
it's
like
a CMS.
MediaWiki provided something to run an upgrade from 1 to 1.1 or something.
Well, it
And
provided.
did you run those upgrades?
Yeah, MediaWiki provided the old versions of MediaWiki. So I started in 122,
Uh-huh.
and I upgraded to 127.
You
So I
skipped-
grabbed the old installer of 127 and put it there. And then I grabbed the old installer of 130 and put it there. Well, and then it crashed, and I go back and I reset the virtual machine to start over when I crash it. So I said, okay, I'm not going to use this version because I crashed. I'm going to use this early version, so it was like, yeah, like tic-tac-toe, yeah, trying to. But well, at the end we find a way, yeah.
Was developed for Wikipedia.
Uh-huh.
That's the engine that runs Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it was developed with Wikipedia in mind and then made available to everyone else to use. So
So it's kind of.
it's friendly for them, but it's not so friendly for everyone
In
else.
general, right.
no, but I preferred Media Wiki before other kind of wikis. I use Drupal, I use some other stuff, and I say, let's try to get on Media Wiki because every wiki changed their markdown language,
Mhm.
and I think people are more used to modify
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
it's definitely the standard.
Yeah.
But, you know, WordPress is the standard too, and that, it's not all that in a bag of chips.
Well, I use Joomla for OS2World, and people say, change to WordPress. And say, no, I don't want to change. Let's move on. Let's just upgrade Joomla, and let's keep
Yeah,
going.
Joomla has its bright points.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But the issue here is, the lesson learned here is, do not stay with an older version too much. You have to move forward.
What do you think, Louis?
On the other side, yeah. But on the other side, we have to check that moving forward doesn't break on our browser.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Exactly.
Because if Double is not able to read EDM2, it's not worth it. So that's the other issue. We cannot also just upgrade to the latest version because we have to check with our browsers. Yeah? So.
I mean, I've been working on the
Geek Book, yeah.
Warpstock website for a couple of years here. It's a really complicated problem doing this because, what did I do? Oh, I tried to run the current version of Geeklog that's used on the website on the most recent PHP. And that was an adventure in, finding classes of errors, fixing them, run it again, and finally I got the thing working as a shell, like with no real content. Then I dropped the real website into it, so I'm back to going through that again, and I'm at the point where I can't send an email, which I think that's pretty good. I have to get it to send an email, so, and it did come up.
No?
It did come up, actually.
Okay.
But it's a headache.
Yeah, no, this one also a headache, but the good thing is that I did it on a virtual machine. So when I broke it, I returned to the latest work
Yeah, that's what
snapshot.
I have it on this
Yeah.
box on a VM.
Yeah.
And I have it at home on a couple of computers with different versions,
Mhm.
and I can bring different ones up. That makes it a little easier.
Yeah. No, Geeklog is like a different monster, and I think you have like an extra problem is that your server is OS2. The server is ArcOS,
Well,
right?
I
So-
Not what
initially,
Dave was working on now.
No,
I
not now.
initially thought
Okay.
that was a problem, but I play ball here.
Okay.
And I run the database on an Ubuntu box.
Okay.
Because that eliminates that headache.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, MySQL 5 is very old.
Yeah.
8 is the current version. I checked that out after you said that the other day.
8 is the
MySQL
latest
server
version.
8.
Okay.
So that's,
I have to see what the latest build that Paul did. I think it's probably, I think he did a 7. I have
Yeah.
a 7 something.
anyway,
Yeah.
you run one of your CMS database servers on something other than OS2, I believe, right? Don't you?
The database?
Yeah. The
I
one
run
that
the-
services the CMS.
I don't run MySQL on OS2 at all.
Okay.
So I run one version of MySQL on NetWare 6.5,
Mhm.
and I run another version, a newer version of MySQL on OpenSUSE.
Okay, so I did similar then. I did it on Ubuntu. Runs fine, no problems ever. It has a nice GUI front end and everything, so you don't have to worry about that.
I think that the version I'm running
Syntax
on
problems.
MySQL on OpenSUSE is 5.7. No, it's gotta be a 7 version.
Yeah, I ran the version command and it's 8 on MySQL.
On
on the
the
Ubuntu
Ubuntu.
that
yeah.
I'm using.
I haven't updated mine in a while, but it's.
Well, but the good news is like EDM2 is now back in business, and we can keep like improving the site. Yeah. The other stuff I be doing on EDM2 is trying to complete the OS2 API documentation project. Okay. So the goal of the API documentation project is to document all the OS2 API in a wiki and web format. Why, if we already have the inf files? Well, the issue is that the inf file is not like a common file format outside the OS2 community, and web pages can be indexed for search. So we search in Google, yes, inf files are not going to show, they're going to show only web pages. Okay, and on a wiki format, we can link pages, update information, create pages with personal tips and comment about the API. So trying to extend more the knowledge of the API that we have. This is the page of the API project where we have like the kernel libraries, presentation manager, a graphic programming interface, SON, SOM, and the multimedia, DIE, Dart, OpenGL, that is, well, quite old. But we have here the libraries that you can surf and search for each function of the library. Okay, and well, we got permission, we got IBM permission to republish the API documentation of the EDM2 and the Internet Archive. And it was very long procedure to convert all the functions from inf files, HTML, and to MediaWiki, to Markdown. And I'm still missing a lot of information, and AI was helping me to convert the format. Yeah. So just to let you know, this is the steps that I used to that helps me to migrate to MediaWiki or Markdown format with AI. So I start to teach AI how do I want the output of the transform page, and it's also very good to have like a good prompt. So first I grab like how I like the MediaWiki format. I use, for example, Win initialize. I grab the format that says the description first, the syntax, the parameters, how I like the parameters, like with a semicolon first and all the stuff that I like, and I throw it to the AI. And with the prompt that I want to transform text from IPF format, the format that is like the source code of the inf files, just to put in a name. So I want to transform the text for IPF format to MediaWiki layout. This is the layout that I like, and I copy this layout. And I say, please remember. Why I say please to the AI? Because there are rumors that when the AI is going to search and hunt for all of us, people that are polite to the AI are going to be safe. That's why I put please there.
There are also claims that it costs them millions
Yeah.
to process additional, polite
Yeah, but
remarks. Yeah, I mean,
No problem.
yeah. So that's why I say
They are
please.
asking you not to do that
No.
because of that.
I had to put please just in case.
One of the carbon emissions from that.
That's the topic.
Okay, so I'm using on this. Well, I use Gemini and I use Grok. So I put this. This is an example.
Grok? Is that the what's his name?
Yeah.
Grok. No, Grok is the AI from X, from Elon Musk.
It's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have Nazi propaganda in there now? Oh my God!
That's
why
why-
would you use that?
that's why we use
Have you
it
read
too.
about what he does with that thing? Oh.
Well, if,
Oh my
it's,
God.
well, it's working for me with Grok, but no, I haven't seen any Nazi propaganda yet. And yes, and yeah, Grok just replied me, okay, below that he acknowledged to grab this text. So later, I just go to the APF file, and I have like a trained eye to see where the function starts and when the function ends. So I copy this stuff from the IPF file and send it over to Grok or Gemini. And I used to say, convert to MediaWiki layout that I ask. I told him to please remember the layout. Now I'm telling, convert to the MediaWiki layout that I asked you to remember. Put the source code between, how you call it, pre?
Yeah.
Yeah, so HTML pre. Reference to images, just in case I have a reference to an image. Change them from BMP to PNG, because sometimes I put HTML and stuff. Do not invent anything new. That's very important.
Uh-huh.
So I'm only using to transform text, not to invent anything, or I don't want them to hallucinate
No hallucination.
and say, oh, I don't have like the parameters, so I'm going to invent which parameters does this function use. So that's very important to say, do not invent anything new.
Oh, check out this
Just-
API. I didn't know about this one.
Just convert the same text, give me the output in a snippet code format so I can copy it. It's the format that they to have. And I copy that IPF text to the a tool like Grok or Gemini. I
Now,
copy
do
it, and
you
then
run it through both of the, I wouldn't call the first one an AI tool, but Gemini? You
What?
compare the results and take a vote, or what, how do you do that?
Yeah, they work. They are just transform the text. They don't invent anything new, just to have like, usually, they don't invent anything new, they just transform it from IPF. I'm just using the tool, like a tool, to transform text.
But I'm just curious, why two of them? Why not one?
Oh no! So, when Grok blocked me for using the free account, I changed to Gemini, and when Gemini blocked me for not having credits, I use Grok. So it's like the same stuff, yeah. And then Grok just replied me to this function opens the clipboard. It's just moving text there, and give me like all the stuff in the format that I like for
Now,
MediaWiki.
isn't there a documentation about the internal IPF format, or is that a mystery?
No, there's a document about
So
the
you could write
IPF.
something just to pull all this junk out of there and
Yeah.
reformat it, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know how, but Grok understands the
Where's the
IPF format.
IPF format documented?
I-
You have
It's
any
in,
idea?
yeah, it's in a PDF.
documentation.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
toolkit,
it's on
yeah.
the toolkit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, on the
So
toolkit
you
has
should be
the.
able to write something that would
And
read.
now, where did you get IPF? Did you just decompile INF?
Yeah, I
Okay.
decompiled the INF. You suggest me
I have
that
no idea.
Yeah.
when I was discussing on the forum, saying,
Okay.
why do you go directly to the source? Do not grab from the website.
What's that?
So go to the source and go to the APF file and send it over there.
What was
If you
that?
have an INF file, I think you can now decompile that into an IPF with the help.
With
what's
new
this
with new view, you can decompile.
What's
it.
IPF?
It's like the source code of an
Information
info.
presentation
yeah.
format.
It's the source code for
The
IAM.
source code for
Online.
native OS2 help files and information documents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
But
then
it's
you
very.
can just read that source code.
Yeah.
Produce this stuff.
We
It
have
shouldn't-
we have
shouldn't be that
other
hard.
stuff that decompiles compiled IPF, but it does some of it does a better job than others.
Okay.
So basically, I take the answer and put it on the ADM2 wiki.
Yeah.
That only just save me a lot of time of trying to convert the text, like, and putting the semicolon and colons and all the stuff that I like, how to standardize the format on ADM2
Why not
wiki.
use inf to HTML?
Because I need to put it on the wiki, and HTML on the wiki, it works, but it's not markdown format.
But is the HTML I think produced reasonable?
Inf to HTML is the standard way we used to
Yeah.
publish those compiled documents
Yeah.
on the net for people to
Yeah,
read.
but it's not perfect. It's not also good. Sometimes, for example, you have like the return, and he put like the true over. I don't know.
The formatting
The
is not.
formatting is not right.
Yeah.
So if I copy paste that.
So you
it's
find
not-
that this formatting is better than the other tools that are available for
Yeah,
decompiling IPF?
for MediaWiki, yes. For Wiki Markdown format, yes.
And you give it the entire document or one API call at a time?
I'm since every function has its page, I'm going to function by function.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm going one by one. but at least it's not manually like
Yeah.
putting all the semicolons, putting all the.
I would give it the whole book and then at the end of my query say, and choke on this.
That would be for grok.
Yeah, for crack.
You really have a thing against grok.
Die, Elon. Put that at the end.
Come on.
Well, I
And
think
that's
it's
all
wrong
that.
in
That's
idea,
all that I
but
wanted to show.
They're
Uh,
being initialized, I was just looking at that, and it's like,
Hmm.
okay, I think that's not right, but I'm pretty sure the original documentation from IBM is kind of misleading too.
That there are lots of misleading things, and I'm not disparaging IBM.
Yeah.
There are lots of misleading things in IBM documentation.
That's why I wanted to put it on the wiki, so we
Yeah.
can
So
we can have like
Change
some
it.
other contrast and say, okay, here's a personal comment from Lars saying that this function
Yeah.
should be worked this other way. I try to put it that way when
Can
we
you edit,
discuss.
can you edit it? Can somebody get on and edit it?
Yes, there are
Like a
some
wiki?
on the not public, but that there are some users,
Uh-huh.
not anonymous users
You
with
could
last name.
request permission.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
If I
a
knew the
discussion,
guy, right?
there's a discussion page.
Exactly.
yeah,
I know the guy who
Slow.
knows the guy.
yeah.
Ah.
We can request access to NetLabs to have access to the wiki. But
I'm just curious. I don't-
yeah, but
I'm not
usually,
on the other
usually there are not a lot of people asking for that access, and we usually say, okay, who are you? Because we're not just letting anyone touch the wiki, okay? So if it's a person with first name, last name, and we know him on the community, yes, they can help us with that.
You try to compile compile a stub code with the API to make sure it's true.
Well, if it's not true, if it is not true, is the sample from IBM.
No, but I mean
Yeah.
just to know.
No, I haven't tried to
Okay.
compile the samples, but well, it's the same one from the IBM documentation. But if someone wants to compile the sample, say, oh, it's not working now, I'm adding this stuff and this stuff, we can update the wiki and
I mean, the headers have all this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
This
So
is a very slow site. Ooh, wee.
yeah, I don't know lately.
Oh, there we go.
And the server is on Europe, just like OS2World.
Yeah.
And OS2World is faster. I don't know what is going
Yeah.
on.
Is
with it.
grok going
I
on?
just-
Yeah, Grok is putting
Yeah.
some source code there. No,
There's no discussion
Grok
of
just
it.
give me text, so we only put text there. It's not
By the way,
nothing.
thank you for EDM too. I could never have figured out the OS2 API.
Yeah,
without
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, it was very useful. It is very useful.
Thanks, Cynthia. Yeah, it's but it was a long time to have like the API there, and there are a lot of stuff missing. Warply shell is missing. System object model is missing also. But well, let's go little by little and see what can what happens from there. So I want to thank all my sponsors for helping me with my Warpstock trip. And if you have any question, please just contact me on this email. Okay? That's all. Thanks.
Yeah, great work.
Thank you for your presentation.
When initialized changed between warp 3 and warp 4.
Oh, really?
And it was,
And I always put this at the
it
end.
broke a lot.
Wow, that they would change something like that.
In PM, this is the first call to the program.
I know.
Hey, there's your
And it's
missing
only
H.
got one,
That's good.
What kind of change?
Earlier there
it
was
only
a,
has one parameter.
Wheaton
In
didn't have an
warp 3,
H,
the
does it?
parameter was ignored.
We didn't have what?
I said Wheaton didn't have an H.
In warp 4 it was.
An
Yeah,
H
he
on
doesn't
what?
have an H in
And
his
it's-
Well, there was
last
an
name.
H
Will.
missing from Hershey.
There was an H missing from Hershey before.
So there's his missing H.
Now we know what happened to his.
Yeah.
Trying to escape. But
only got there.
break it up.
Uh-huh.
You know, there were several.
You could run it multiple times to get different values back.
Yeah. and